Hello gamers, Matt Lemke here with True Gamer Goggles at Con on the Cob. This is still 2012, right?
Hope so.
Yes, and we're here with Ricky from Green Brier Games. They just did a Kickstarter on Zpocalypse, as in you're gonna die. It's a new board game. Is it actually already available?
No, it will be available hopefully by January.
By January.
Yeah,
okay.
We're just missing Christmas due to some delays with manufacturing.
Yeah, those little Chinese guys.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off. We're going to let Ricky tell us a little bit about the game, the basic concepts behind it, and some of the cool game mechanics that make it unique.
Sure, yeah. So Zpocalypse is a tactical squad-based zombie survival game. And everybody has a squad board. You try to last a certain amount of days in this game. The main scenario, you want to last 2 days, and you have an objective to complete within that. And the phases are actually listed right here on the squad board. But the basic premise is you're in a bunker. This game comes with, I don't know the number of tiles off the top of my head, but it comes with, actually it tells you on the back of the box. Okay. Yeah. It comes with a bunch of modular tiles, and you start in a bunker underneath a blown-out hotel. And there's 4 different worlds you can start in. The hotel's the first one. And you're basically coming out into the wasteland for the first time. You need food, you need supplies, everybody's going hungry. And you're going out into the wasteland, there are zombies. You have to fortify your bunker, so there's a building mechanic in our game. So you can build sand traps, gates, walls, lookout towers, and you're basically trying to fortify the bunker and expand into the wasteland, scavenging what you need. And it's a action point-based game, so you have 2 actions and there's a grid, and you just choose from free actions and actions that cost a point what you want to do. And you're just working together to fortify your bunker, gather supplies, and just fend off the zombies one day at a time.
Okay. So when you guys originally came up with the idea, what did you see that you wanted to do, or how did you? So how do I want to ask this question?
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, it's already got several different things that make it different from other zombie cooperative games that are already out there.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you to come up with some of those ideas?
Well,
when did it start?
Yeah, well, I'm the artist, so I was in charge of all the visual aspects, and this project had been going on for about half a year before I joined, and the game maker is Jeff Gracia, and he's from Marlborough, Massachusetts, and he just wasn't happy with any of the zombie games out at the current time and wanted something different. And he met up with a guy named Zach Parks, and they really made the core foundation of this game. And they knew they wanted it to be a squad-based game, they wanted it to be tactical, and they wanted it to have a post-nuclear wasteland feel. So Zach's a big fan of Fallout and that kind of universe.
Okay.
So they wanted to take it in that direction, and they wanted a leveling system that that really affected your choice in what weapons you had and how you wanted to spend experience points. And you gain experience points by killing zombies and building fortifications.
So Zpocalypse is somewhere of a cross between board game, role-playing game.
Yes, and that's another thing, is Jeff was a big board gamer, and then Zach, the other guy who came up with the foundation, he was a big role player. He's really into Pathfinder and a D20 and games like that. So they kind of meshed together, this hybrid role-playing board game with miniatures.
So, being the art guy, what made you come up with the little green,
right?
blue,
No, yeah. So
yellow, and red people?
So the game will come with miniatures. It will come with 16 unique miniatures. This is a prototype out in front of us.
Okay.
Yes. So and it's actually on the back. It's on the back of the box as well. You can go to our website, greenbriergames.com.
The Kickstarter's still up too, right?
And the Kickstarter's still up, yeah. And it's going to come with 16 unique miniatures. There's a dog. There's, the classic girl with the chainsaw. There's a girl with a gumball machine. And there's actual gumball weapon. And you can chew bubble gum for hit points. So there's a lot of unique weapons. There's leather boots that you can put on for a movement buff. Or you can eat them for +1 hit points because they're leather. So they just try to explore a lot of different, they try to go nuts with the weapons and the theme of it.
So, being the art director, we'll say art director.
Yeah.
Did you have to do the sculpting too?
Yeah, I did all the concept sketches in 2D in Photoshop, and then we worked with Ryan Lesser, who works for Harmonix. They're the guys who did Rock Band and Guitar Hero, and he actually did our sculpts for the game. And he's a really good, well-known like 3D sculptor, and he's done like an amazing job making the crispy-looking zombies and the ragged survivors.
Yeah, this has definitely got a small learning curve to it. There's a lot.
Yes.
There's a lot to this game. The tiles are double-sided,
Mm-hmm.
so there's 20 tiles for an effective total number of 40. Little spinning dials for your children.
Yes.
And for you. They go round and round. The art pretty much all stays in the same theme. Some of the zombies kind of look like they glow.
Yes, they are all irradiated, and you can get radiation sickness in this game. And there's radioactive hazards and biohazards throughout the board. And if you don't have a biosuit on or a gas mask on, you'll take damage.
Well, this is kind of cheating because earlier I kind of saw you playing and you were talking about cooking and food and other stuff. How does that play in?
Yeah, so you are a squad. You can have up to 4 people, and you control them with the squad board. But what happens is you have a bunker, and you have survivors in the bunker, and there's a pool of survivors that everybody can kind of choose from. And if you don't feed a survivor, there's a food check. And if you can't feed them, they aren't strong enough to go out and fight in the wasteland, searching for more items and food and helping you complete your objective. So people who are too hungry actually lay in the bunker, and that's where the food check comes in. And that's your extra lives as well. So if a squad is out and goes out, you don't have to just quit playing this game and all your friends keep going. You have a pool of survivors, and you can recruit them into your squad because you're like the squad commander, and you're just recruiting people out of the bunker as you lose them. And there's a certain amount, and if you pass that, then there's no more people left in the bunker. And zombies can go in the bunker, and if they eat your survivors, they will turn infected, and then zombies will start multiplying in your bunker.
That sounds
Which is
bad.
awful. Yeah, zombies in the bunker is never a good thing. So,
That sounds bad.
Yeah.
What's that board over there?
So this is our victory point tracker, but victory points work in 2 ways. They work in the traditional sense. But like I said, as you kill zombies, as you build barbed wire traps and gates and lookout towers, you get victory points. And after you cross certain thresholds, you get skill points, which you can spend in either firearms or melee. So as you get victory points, you're leveling up your squad and their knowledge when it comes to using firearms and melee weapons. So if you have a squad decked out in all melee weapons, you're obviously going to want to spec out melee. But you can do half and half, and you can trade items. So a lot of times somebody will be decked out in melee, you'll have a firearm, and you guys need to switch up.
And so you have armory cards.
Mm-hmm.
Which obviously is weapons, people.
Yeah, weapons, Kevlar vests, riot shields.
I saw... survivors.
Yes.
And
each one has like their own personal story. Survivors have 4 basic stats. They have hit points, armor, smarts, and movement. And all those play different roles in the game mechanics. Like smarts, if you go out scavenging, your smarts take an effect. If you get hit by a zombie, armor and hit points. And you do have movement as well.
Okay, where did the skills come in? Because I saw somebody had cook.
Yeah, so
and that allowed them to split food.
Yeah, so cooking isn't necessarily a skill, it's a character's special ability. So what that was a cook special ability, and all the characters have a special ability you can burn once per day, and this person you could turn 1 food into 2 good food. So they could basically feed more with less food. And that's really important because you need food to have. Yeah. Yeah.
And those
are items, and again, these cards were printed like that on purpose. With the things cut off the top.
Okay.
But
it makes them hard to read.
Yeah, it does. So those are the scavenge cards. So there's different locations you can go exploring, and you make a smarts check. And that, if you fail it, you were very noisy. You only got a little bit of items back as you went back to the bunker, and a bunch of zombies are on your tail. And then you can also roll a success. And then there's different events that can go along with that. But there's scavenging. There's items. So there's like health packs, duct tape, scrap.
How long does it take to play?
So, your first playthrough, it's probably going to take a little over 100 minutes, and that's 2 days. So that's going through all 4 phases twice.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a little over 100 minutes, I would say. And that's just the main scenario, and that is survive 2 days and complete your daily goals. Now, there's 5 other different scenarios, I believe, and there's everything from day 0, where you actually don't start in the bunker, you start outside, and the nuke hasn't hit yet, and it's coming in, and you have to make it to the bunker before the nuke hits. So that's more of a timed, quick game. Then there's a scenario called New Haven, where you lay all the tiles out first, and it's more about scavenging and less about zombie killing. So we tried to make these mechanics. We really wanted this to be a sandbox game, so you can we want people to like homebrew their own rules up. But there's lots of scenarios where we just took the core rule set and applied different like in-game mechanics and kind of put them together.
Okay. So how many players can play?
2 to 4. So 2 to 4 players out of the box.
2 to 4 out of the box.
Out of the box, yeah. We do, because we're on Kickstarter and we're successful, we raised enough money to where we could actually spend more on plastics and make a expansion pack, and it's called Z-Master. And that'll add a 5th player who controls the zombies, and the zombies are different classes. So you've got like your juggernaut huge zombie. Cool. Yeah, and he builds rage. So as survivors fire off weapons and make noise, he's building rage that he can spend.
So this is the base game.
This is you will get, this is a prototype, but this is the base game. Yeah, prototype.
And for the expansion, do you have the prototype?
We don't. Well, we have, you can look it up online, just Z-Master, but we have the box here, but it's going to come with 5 unique minis, and which are the 5 different zombie classes.
That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see.
Yeah.
I'm a minis guy.
Yeah, they're right over there on that box, but yeah, we tried to go nuts. There's a big boss, there's a spitter, there's a crawler, there's a stinky zombie, so. And yeah, the Z-Master expansion, your whole goal is to not let the survivors win, to make their lives miserable.
Well, and that would be fun.
No, it's great, because you can play Doom cards, so the survivors are coming out, and they're like on the lookout, and he can spin rage and be like, hey, you just fell off the lookout tower. Take 1d6 damage.
So, the base game comes out in January.
Mm-hmm.
When does the 5th player expansion come out?
That comes out, it should be 2 months after that. Although, right now, we're running a thing with Game Salute, that's our distributor. If you pre-order Zpocalypse, you can also pre-order Z-Master and get them the same day. Otherwise, basically, there's a pre-order bonus where if you get Z-Master, if you get the package, you get it all at the same time. Otherwise, it's going to be 2 months after the release.
Okay. And then how long after that are you looking at more stuff?
Well, our backers were awesome on Kickstarter, and we let them kind of steer us in a direction to make a 3rd expansion, and we didn't end up finishing it because it just didn't work out. But the Kickstarter backers get it, but we want to it's called Z-Emergency, and we would at some point like to turn that into like a full-fledged expansion. But that was all about exploring a FEMA camp and a hospital. And there's like a tank, and you can control the tank with different mechanics that we put in. And that's probably next on the list after Z-Master.
So
there's new areas to explore and some new mechanics thrown in.
Late 2013, maybe?
Yeah, probably late 2013. Honestly, probably fall. I don't want to say anything, but
just
2013.
Late's fine.
Yeah, late
Late's
2013.
What about in-store stuff? Are you going to do like leagues, tournaments?
I'm not exactly sure. I do know. I know. I do know that Jeff, the game creator, has talked about because this game goes on for more than 2 days, and we have math formulas to where this game gets harder and harder each day you play. The zombies hit harder. They get more bonuses, and the rules change a little bit, making them quicker. And it's a lot of fun because we've done this in-house, having 2 or 3 groups playing and seeing like who can last a longer amount of days.
You should do a campaign at like Origins and Gen Con.
Yeah.
A week in the apocalypse.
Yeah, no, we've never gone past 4 days because it's so ridiculously hard. But yeah, somebody can do it.
I think that anybody who can make 7 days, you'll give them some insane prize.
Yeah, because I mean, each day the board grows, and we actually sell an adapter set to where it's basically a new tile art and some not really new mechanics. It's basically a map pack, but it lets you connect 2 games together. And we've done that in like a 7-day game. The game board would
be huge,
get really, really big. There'd be multiple city blocks, and
these are 4x4s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so wait a minute. So when you're done with one game, how many of these are on the table?
When you're done with one game, because a base is 4, you have a full
4.
game is 16 tiles laid out.
That's pretty good size.
Yeah. And they are double-sided and all unique. And like I said, there's 4 different bases you can play in. You can play in the Blown-Out Hotel, which is the easiest. And then there's a supermarket, a bar, and a park. And the park is the hardest because there's no walls. So in the fortify phase, you really have to set sandbags up and walls up and gates and barbed wire traps because zombies just like move right on through. So there's almost like a tower defense kind of feel to it because you have to funnel zombies into choke points or you're going to be overrun.
Yeah,
So-
you're gonna be overrun anyway. But
Yeah, and they can break through all that stuff too. So
yeah, it's just
it's not
it's
permanent.
body weight.
Yeah, it just slows them down. So
Yeah, it slows the slow ones down.
yeah.
Anything else you want to add that we might have missed?
No, not really. Just definitely check our website out, greenbriergames.com, and we have a forum there where we're all the creators are on there talking with the people who are interested in this game, and you definitely have a huge say in the direction this goes because we really want this, like I said, to be a sandbox game. The mechanics are really sound, and you can do just with our 4x4 tiles and miniatures and basic rule set, you can change up anything you want. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. And you're going to be at ANCON, right? Or no, you don't know yet.
No, we're not sure yet.
But you will be at Origins, and you will be at Gen Con.
Yeah, we'll be at Origins, Gen Con, PAX Prime, PAX East, like all the major conventions we've been at this year, and we plan on going to next year too. So,
Okay.
And we'll have a lot more to show next year. So,
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, gamers. Matt Lemke with Ricky from Green Brier Games at Con on the Cob in Hudson, Ohio. Some year. I don't even remember anymore.
2012.
Yeah, 2012. I want to say 2013.
I know, right? I know.